We've obtained these exclusive photos taken by Bryan Kohberger himself after the murders and pulled out of his phone by forensics experts.
They say it's exclusive, but apparently everyone has it. But this is absolutely outrageous. Outrageous. You take a silly selfie, you take a goofy selfie, and then forensics is allowed to pull it out of your phone and send it to the MSN, the mainstream media, which is just professional ALOGs now. They're ALOG of the assassins, as per the stream title. It's quite wild. It's quite wild. They've got this NBC woman, and she's like, I have never seen such shocking photos. And there's like a picture of Bryan shirtless. Look, and he's got a terrible body. I'm going to just say this, okay? Who's that weirdo? That weird politician that got caught sharing selfies? Was it Joe Podesta or something? That guy? He's got that weird, like, fit old man style of body. But how's it going, chat? I hope you're doing well tonight. We're going to go through some crime night on Thursday. It's the vegan body. This could be it, actually. Oh my goodness, it could be the vegan body. It reminds me of the Onision shirt reveal where he's like screaming and he's like, this is what a vegan body looks like. That was some good, that's some old shit. That's some real old shit. But we're going to go through the Kohberger stuff later. There's some pretty funny stuff. They actually showed his meme collection, and I kid you not, he has his American Psycho Patrick Bateman memes on his phone. It is very strange what the American media lets you get away with. But first, we got to cover the trending topic, which is read the charges against Charlie Kirk's shooting suspect, Tyler Robinson. And some people, even in this own chat, are very suspicious about these text messages. So we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll go through this document, then we'll take a look at everyone having a bit of a giggle at Bryan Kohberger's expense. And trust me, I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny stuff. So let's start with this, shall we? Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the killing of Charlie Kirk. It just says suspect because, like, I mean, he's not formally guilty yet, but it's basically this guy. I mean, it is possible, I suppose, that he's taking the rap for somebody else. It's very unlikely, and I'm sure that forensics will indeed prove that is the case. He was charged Tuesday. No, it's Tuesday, isn't it? With aggravated murder on other charges. Read the document below. So here we have the stuff. Be sure to let me know in chat if you're very upset with the idea that these text messages could be real. What's next? The Bryan selfie pictures are just Grok. It's Grok AI. Is that why his teeth are so yellow? That yellow piss filter that Grok puts on everything? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Where was I? Here we are. All right. The state of Utah, by and through the Utah County's office, charges the defendant with the commission of the following offenses. Aggravated murder. And I'm going to go through this pretty quick. If you want really like an in-depth explanation of what all this means and some very interesting things, actually, I would recommend checking out Potentially Criminal Sean's channel because he goes through a few things. Like there's a couple of interesting ones. I will maybe mention them briefly. Let's see. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah code. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Kirk's political expression. Where is the one that was really interesting? Like violated offense committed in the presence of a child. This one's really sad, actually. Like probably everyone's already heard it already. But like when the gunshots went off, Charlie Kirk's daughter, who's 3 years old, was so scared that she ran to her father for safety. And obviously he was, already bleeding out at that point. Let's see which one we have next. Violent felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury. Yep. Victim targeting enhancements. Let me see. Obstruction of justice. This is the interesting one. I was taking a sneaky peek at Sean's stream earlier. And he was talking about how this is kind of a very silly one. So let's go through it. Have a quick look. Second-degree felony in violation of Utah code. That in December 10th in Utah County, defendant Tyler Robinson with the intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, persecution, conviction, or punishment of any persons regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, concealed or removed a firearm used in the shooting of Charlie Kirk, and the conduct that constitutes an offense that would be a capital felony, first or second degree. This one does seem very silly. It makes sense, but like you shot the guy and then you move the gun like an inch and you're technically disturbing a crime scene. It seems very silly, but I guess it doesn't matter. It's just another thing they can get them on. But yeah, listening to Sean break this down was very interesting. I believe he actually pleaded that this was maybe not unconstitutional, but very silly thing, but they just laughed in his face or something. Tampering with a witness, and this is the interesting one today, is that the Discord messages and texts are being revealed from Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson? No, Tyler Robinson. Sorry, let's think of somebody else. And I'm not sure if the texts are actually from his phone or not, but if they are from Discord, it's a good reminder to know that Discord is never secure. And if you delete shit, even in phone records, they still have the records. The companies still have the records. So just don't have a phone if you're going to commit crimes. I don't recommend that you do, but if you are, don't bring a phone. Don't use a phone. Don't talk about it. It's really that simple. Let's see. So tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah code in that or about September 10th in Utah County. The defendant, Tyler Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending and about to be instituted or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate should be in like double quotations there, as we're learning. One of the funniest things about this is the people who are saying, he's not right. No, he's not left. They're going crazy on this. Everyone wants to push this guy onto the other side. But I mean, how many right-leaning individuals have gay furry boyfriends / roommates? It seems very unlikely. Although maybe it's all a con job, right? Is that the conspiracy theory tonight? Who knows? Let me see. Tampering with a witness, violent offense committed in the presence of a child, probable cause. Here we go. Brian Davis of Utah State Bureau of Investigations, having probable cause to believe the defendant committed the above-listed offense, submitted the following evidence in support of filing this information. On September 10th at approximately 12:20 p.m., Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while speaking to a large crowd at the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Police found the suspect's murder weapon, a bolt-action 30-06 rifle nearby. Over the next approximately 33 hours, police conducted a manhunt for the shooter until the evening of September 11th, never forget it, when Tyler Robinson surrendered to the police and Washington Sheriff County Office. DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the rifle trigger. That's going to be that's pretty much a slam dunk. That's pretty much a slam dunk in my opinion. Of course, there's always a possibility that you get a whack jury or something, but like, it's his gun. It's his DNA on the trigger. He has text saying that he was talking about retrieving it. The guy's dead. It's pretty, and he actually came and admitted to it as well. That's pretty open and shut at this point. Very likely that he'll get the death penalty himself and probably deserves it. After shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun, discarded the clothing he wore when he fired the rifle. Now, this is a good move. Not that I would, recommend that you commit crimes, but if you are going to do that, you should bring a second set of clothes and then make sure everything is burnt. And told his lover / roommate, there we go. There we go. To delete the incriminating text messages. The shooting. Turning Point USO, a non-profit organization founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk, organized a public outdoor event to be held at noon on September 10th at Uvu. I like to say it like that. I know it's not Uwu, but Uwu does come up in the filing, so it's kind of funny. The event was first in the series of similar events to be held at college campuses nationwide. Mr. Kirk is a well-known conservative activist, famous for these types of events where he discusses various political issues and debates with his audience members. His events and comments have garnered a significant number of supporters and drawn the ire of many who disagree with his political views. This is the funny thing. Imagine getting mad at what somebody says. Imagine getting moved to the point of anger at somebody saying something. If someone says something that I disagree with, I just say, no, you're wrong, or I laugh at them. This person was moved, drawn, the ire of these schizo shooters. Imagine that. Imagine that. The event at Uvu was announced far in advance and garnered significant publicity and interest. Consequently, several hundred people attended Mr. Kirk as he was interacting with the crowd before the event officially was underway. Then officially at noon, Mr. Kirk seated himself under a portable canopy behind the table and microphone. He began speaking to the crowd and fielding questions from attendees, a format Mr. Kirk commonly used at his events. Did he just steal this format straight up from Steven Crowder? Or I'm pretty sure Steven Crowder was the first guy to do this. Not that I'm saying there's any problem with that. Like, you can do that. If someone has a good format, you're perfectly free to do your own version of it. But it's basically just the fact to change your mind. It's like, it's so funny. It's so entertaining to watch. But it's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. You just bring all your research and sources and files and things, and you go debate clueless college kids. While I have found it very entertaining myself, especially the surrounded version that they did on, I think it was Jubilee. They have like 25 liberals versus one conservative. That was pretty keynote. That's actually the first time I've ever seen Mr. Kirk. And I wasn't like a big follower or a fan of his, but I saw him once or twice. I saw the South Park episode to see what it was about. That was absolutely garbage. Like, that's the thing about South Park. I don't care if they make fun of anybody. Like, if they make fun of Kirk, that's fine. Like, even removing their episode seems really silly, because they did do that. They did take down their episode, but I don't think they issued a statement. I think they should have just said, look, Charlie liked the show, or Charlie changed his profile picture to the show. He obviously enjoyed the joke. We didn't agree with him. We didn't want to see him gunned down, but that's it. Like, it seems just silly to like take it down. It's almost like an admission of guilt. But who can say? But yeah, just don't be upset about it. I don't know. The funny thing is that a lot of liberals got mad that Charlie Kirk was changing his profile picture to the South Park image, and then also they did it with that the chick that it runs, I guess, the Department of Homeland Security or Immigration or whatever. I don't know who it is, but the old chick. They did it with her, and they also did it with ICE. They changed their profile picture, and the liberals are like, "You're not allowed to laugh at this. They're making fun of you." And it's like, it's just a joke, guys. Just a joke. Mr. Kirk allowed his questions to approach the microphone positioned directly in front of him. All right, what do we have here? The Red with a 5 says the conspiracy always is that the shooter was working for the Dreidel-men. Oh my goodness, the Dreidel-men. Well, wasn't Charlie Kirk working for the Dreidel-men too? Isn't that how this works? Is it Dreidel-men behind every door? I don't know. Mr. Kirk's team members were very close to him on his left and right, as well as some behind the canopy and other various close locations near him. The large crowd surrounded Mr. Kirk on all three sides. Temporary mental fencing separated attendees from Mr. Kirk by only a matter of feet. Directly above and behind Kirk was the Uvu Hall of Flags, an indoor hallway spanning several hundred feet with ceiling-to-floor glass windows which overlooked the plaza where Mr. Kirk was seated. People were in the walkway at the time of the shooting. Approximately 15 minutes into the event, Mr. Kirk was answering questions about mass shootings by transgender individuals. Very, very interesting timing there. Do you think it was planned like that, or was it just a cosmic coincidence? Who can say? When the gunshot rang out, the bullet struck Mr. Kirk in the neck. He slumped to the ground almost immediately. The bullet's trajectory passed closely to several other individuals besides Mr. Kirk, including the questioner, who was standing directly in front of Mr. Kirk. Children were visible near Kirk's stage where he was shot. His kids were in attendance. And I mean, arguably the entire campus is, certainly some people would say that the entire campus is just full of children because they're adult children infantilized by the modern education system or whatever. Mr. Kirk was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was declared deceased. The medical examiner's report is pending. The Uvu surveillance investigation at the moment of the shot, Uvu police officers was watching the crowd from the elevated vantage point. As soon as he heard a shot, he began to scan the area for threats, believing the shot came from a rifle because of its sound. He looked for a potential sniper position and noted the roof area approximately 160 yards, almost said feet, from Mr. Kirk as a potential shooting position and rushed there to look for evidence. Now, I didn't show the video on my streams, but you can actually see Tyler running out the back of the building, which is kind of an amateur move, according to Sean, because you don't want to break a leg in the escape process. You should use a ladder, you should use a rope, something like that. That's you can tell he's not a professional. He would have rolled an ankle or something, and then he would have been very easy to catch. Now, I don't know anything about that because I'm not an operator. Okay, I'm not, despite what the chat might tell you tonight, I'm not the Idaho murderer or anything like that. But I have been playing Project Zomboid, and I will admit that many times I jump out of the second story window of those houses, and I lose like half my HP, and then the zombies get very close to me. Fun game, really. If you've never played it before, it has one of the highest learning curves because nothing is explained, basically, and you have to look everything up, and it's almost like nonsense how silly it is to get into it. But I'm having fun. Let me know if you guys play it too. But anyway, yes, he jumped off the top of the building. He didn't roll his angle and he was able to make his getaway. He had the gun with him at the time, but then he wrapped it up in a towel and left it in the bushes. He was planning to come back for it, which is so stupid. It's so stupid to leave his personal property there. We've covered his DNA. And then just like, well, I'll just ditch it here and come back later. And just wrapping up in a towel and leaving it in a bush. That's crazy. Like, he should have just gone for the leg, put it in the leg panel is how he got it there. But you can see him limping beforehand, which is him hiding it in the legs of his jeans or whatever. The suspect's shooting position is adjacent to an open public accessible walkway. To access the suspect's location, a person must climb over the railing and then drop to the roof only slightly below. Maybe we should should we bring this up on Google Earth so I can illustrate what I mean by this? I think that's probably the best, right? I know most people are pretty clued into this one, but I think it may actually be very useful for explaining those. So I'll just bring this up real quick. It should be on my recent history as well, so I should be able to get it. Was it the Losey Somerset Academy, Losey campus? Got to zoom out of my actual location, obviously. Here it is. Wait, is this it? I don't think so. This doesn't look right. Now, wait a second. Okay. Where? All right. I'll show you what I'm seeing now. This doesn't look right. Where is it? Wasn't it Lucé? Lucé, right? Lucé Center? All right, we are way in the wrong spot. There we go. There we go. Now we're show Amazon card. That's never going to happen again. All right. So to illustrate this, if you haven't seen this before, because this is very interesting, Google Earth is a lot of fun to play with too. So this is the Hall of Flags. So Charlie's tent was here, just down here. A lot of the video footage came from inside this hallway, as well as the one that showed the rooftop, which is where the shooter was. The shooter was up here. Right here. And you can actually see the direct line of sight to the Hall of Flags. So it's a very good location. It is shooting downhill. But for whatever reason, I don't understand why he chose to do this, because when we were theory crafting about how we would have done it, if we were going to do it, I mean, what I'm trying to explain to the chat is that I would have done it better. Hypothetically, it's purely academic, of course. But he was up on the corner here, this corner here, and then he runs back this way, runs around here, and jumps down this part right here. And there's actually footage of him jumping down from here, climbing down. Pretty big jump, actually, a bit larger than it looks on this. And then he runs out this way. And he did have a vehicle. And I believe that the wooded area where he stashed his shit was over here. Oh, wow, this is a really nice house. Like, I'm just, like, if this was Project Zomboid, I'm just thinking about making this house my base. Like, oh, nice 3-story house. Oh, that's a very fit. They've got herb garden beds. Oh, my goodness. Look at that lovely house. Very, very nice. Looks like there's something over here, though, like a pool or something. What the fuck is this? What is this? Can someone tell me what's going on here? Surely this isn't just a bunch of whales stacked up in the backyard or something. I don't know. That's neither here nor there for this stream. But no, what I was saying when we were doing our theory craft streams is it seems like, because there's actually ladders here, here, here. There's a ladder. You can actually see a ladder right here. I would have thought it would be much better to, if you're going to climb down one of these, climb down from this point here, jump over this part, run here, because then you're down onto this area here, this grassy area already. And people are already fleeing. People are already fleeing in this direction. So you're able to blend in with the crowd. And then you've got this tree cover, which hypothetically has no footage cameras or anything. Maybe he was unfamiliar with the location, but you could run all the way through here. Even you could actually change your clothes like here, something like that. But you can go through here. I believe there's a gap or a thoroughway through here. Go all the way up here, and then you're up to this model plane. Very nice. And then you end up in the same location, basically. But you have this wooded area over here near the nice house versus this one. And I feel like this one is much better. And even there's a car park over here. So this seems like I don't know, is this just too obvious? I don't know. This seems like a much, much better escape point, unless he was unable to find parking. That's the only thought. Is that maybe he had to jump off this side because his parking was like I mean, even if the parking was here, though, maybe if his parking was over here, that would make sense. Because he did approach from this direction, right? He approached from this direction as well, I think. But like, even so, you could still escape from this side. Oh, nice little mountain in the background. This is what I don't understand about, like, I mean, maybe it's a very obvious reason why he didn't do it, but it just seems like the perfect plan to me. Well, the perfect getaway. No, there's no perfect plan, except for my plan that I won't tell you about. Seems like you could just go through here. Even if you're parked here, you can get under this way as well. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Any ideas? Great minds think differently, apparently. How would you guys do it? Would you use my plan or use his plan? If you would use my plan, press 1. If you would use his leg-breaking plan, where the zombies get him, aka the FBI, then press 2. Let's see. He also noticed markings. Oh, wait. The officer climbed over the railings and down the roof. He then walked to the suspected shooting position and confirmed a clear shooting corridor between the position and Mr. Kirk's seat. He noticed markings in the gravel rooftop consistent with the sniper having lain on the roof. Impressions in the gravel potentially left by elbows, knees, feet of a person in a prone shooting position. Oops. Where was I? Oopsie. There we go. Police reviewed the surveillance camera covering the roof and discovered that it recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing across the railing from the public walkway drop onto the roof at approximately 12:15. Although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time, the camera again captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling in the area of the Uvu. Officer recognized as well as where the sniper's suspected position had dropped into the prone shooting position. After a short time, which matches the known time of the shot, the individual rose and ran across the roof to the northeast. The discovery led to an intensive review of the surveillance recordings to attempt to track the identity of the suspect. Surveillance revealed the following. At approximately 11:51, the suspect entered the campus from the north. He's seen wearing a black shirt with an American flag in its center, a dark baseball cap. That's also another thing, is that people are trying to use AI upscaling to find out who this guy was, which is terrible. It's so dumb, AI upscaling. It's just like, well, it's just the enhanced from CSI in it. No, it's just making guesses. And then it looks like a complete person, so you assume that it's correct. People are becoming... I didn't think it would take this short. Like, it's crazy how much free thinking people are giving up to AI already, because it's just easy to say, hey, Grok, is this true? Hey, Grok, improve this photo for me. Like, honestly, like we've joked about it before, but we really do need a slur for people that rely on AI for everything in their life, because they are just some of the worst, dumbest people. And they should be. Like, I guess they've... No, never mind, I was going to make a very sad joke. Anyway. Throughout the surveillance, the suspect kept his head down and rarely raised his head enough to get a clear image of his face. This is a good move. You want to stay low profile as possible. And he was able to successfully lie and miss most of the cameras for quite a while. As he proceeds across the campus, he is seen walking with an unusual gait. That's when he was hiding the gun leg in his pants, we suspect. The suspect walks with a very little bending in the right leg, consistent with a rifle being hidden in his pants. Is that a rifle in there, or are you just happy to see him? This usual gait continues, unusual, until the suspect is seen crossing the railing and open the walkway onto the roof, where he leaves the camera's view. The camera later captures the suspect as he runs across the roof to the suspected shooting position. Immediately after the shot was fired at campus, camera operating sees the suspect running across the roof carrying an item whose shape is consistent with a rifle. The suspect is then seen climbing down from the roof and appears to drop the item he was carrying as he hits the ground in a controlled fall. He then picks up the item and runs towards the northeast end of the campus. All right, let's go down. Oh wait, actually, this is where the memes start. We got the cringe memes reviews. They're a bunch of groks. Just call them NPCs. I already call them that. They're not offended by it because they think that they're not the NPCs. Law enforcement officers followed the suspect's escape path to the northeast end of campus, where they believed that the suspect left campus and entered the wooded area. In that wooded area, investigators found a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel. The rifle contained 1 spent round and 3 unspent rounds. This is consistent with the fact that officers observed at the time. And immediately after the shooting, no shell casings were found on the roof, suggesting a bolt action rather than an auto-loading weapon. Only 1 shot was fired. Each round in the rifle contained an etched inscription as follows. And here's the cringe part, chat. Here you go. Here's your cringe. First and fired cartridge, Notices bulge. Ooh, what's this? This line, when read by the professional investigators, is both incredibly cringe and incredibly funny, and I need to get the sound bites for it. The second cartridge was, "Hey, fascist, catch," with arrow symbols, and I believe that these arrow symbols were the code to call down a airstrike or orbital strike in the game Helldivers 2. I've never played it, but it looks pretty fun. The third cartridge was Bella Ciao. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao. I've never heard this song before. The first time I've ever heard of Bella Ciao was actually from Sean's stream, and this is a what is it, anti-fascist or communist socialist person chant. I think it was Italian, but basically, since I didn't know it, you have proof that I am not a communist and I am not a socialist. So there you go. I was actually like wondering, because I have a friend that is, and he was, when I said, like, when I posted this in our group chat, he said these are the 4 messages. The last one is the funniest one, actually. He was like, "Oh my goodness, Bella Ciao, what a beast!" And I was like, "Oh my god, they're right, they're among us, they're among us." Italian anti-fascist song, yeah. The fourth cartridge, which is actually, I think, kind of funny, says, "If you read this, you are gay." LMAO. And these are the pro-social, well, not pro-social, the cultural messages that CNN and The Guardian were too cowardly to tell us what they were. This was first reported by Stephen Crowder after he got a leak from the ATF. And I believe he got contacted about that. Like, who was the inside man giving all the deets, because they were true. Now, there was like this one other thing that was really silly. There was stamping on the cartridges, which was TRN, and that's just a production code that was just like on all the rounds or whatever. But some people were putting forward a false narrative that TRN was Trans Rights Now, but no, that was misreported because somebody had a picture of just maybe a stock photo bullet and it says TRN, and they said this must be the gay messages that they're putting on the bullets. But no, these were the 4 messages. Now, like, notices bulge, we watch this, obviously referring to femboys. Hey, fascists, catch this. That's just these 2 are just anti-fascist ones. But if you read this, you're gay. That's kind of just a meme. So you'll see the gay shits coming up in a moment. The real gay. He's gay, chat. He's gay. The rifle, ammunition rounds, and the towel were sent to forensic processing. DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the trigger and other parts of the rifle, the fired cartridge casing, 2 of the 3 unfired cartridges, and the towel. Law enforcement was unable to immediately locate the shooter, so they published photos of the shooter from the AWU surveillance system and asked the public's help to identify him. Meanwhile, law enforcement continued to try and identify the shooter through other means. Now, let me see. I guess I haven't actually read this before, so I'll go through it. Washington County investigation. On the evening of September 11th, never forget, as law enforcement continued their investigation of Tyler James Robinson, they went to the Washington Sheriff County office with his parent and his family friend to turn himself in. Now, here's a question. Did the dad get 100K? Because there was a 100K reward. 100K reward. Did he turn in his gay son? It's like, what would you rather have, gay son or pay off your mortgage? And he's like, I'm going to pay off my mortgage. And is that indeed based? Because it's crazy. But like, I don't know, like, if my son was a murderer, I don't think I could turn them into law enforcement. I wouldn't let them get away with murder. But submitting them to a state where it's the death penalty, I don't know if I could do that. And so people said that, like, I would be a terrible father if I'm creating people like this or something. I don't know. It feels kind of wrong to submit your child, your blood, to the state and just let them sort it out. I think I would try and find a different way. His dad paid them 100K to take him. Because at first, like, literally, if I go to my group chat with my friends, with the one that said what is it? Bella Ciao. I said, like, I was saying that, I was like, guys, I was like asking them generally, I was like, guys, would you submit your child to the police if they did something like this? And I was like, I don't know if I could. And then I read the notices bulge. And I'm like, actually, I'm changing my answer. I would have absolutely submitted him to the police. But that's the question. Does it get the money? I should get it, I think. That's the only fair way about this. I should get the 100K for because live streamers, as you know, are the most oppressed of all people. Much more oppressed than the bulge noticing class of people. All right, where were we? Robinson's mother stated the following to the police. On September 11th, the day after the shooting, Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news and thought the shooter looked like her son. Robinson's mother called her son and asked him where he was. He said he was homesick and that he had been homesick on September 10th. That's a weird thing to say. I guess as part of the conversation is missing there. It's like, hello, where are you? I'm at home, and I was home yesterday too, by the way. I didn't mention it yet. No, I assume that she asked him because of the event, and then that's why he said that. I'm sure this will all come out at trial. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspected shooter looked like Robinson. Robinson's father agreed. Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left. And this is the craziest thing, is that people immediately looked at his family. It's like, oh my goodness, his white male MAGA family looks like he wasn't a tranny shooter after all. We gotcha. And it's like, well, he did have a furry gay boyfriend. And they're like, no, he didn't. Well, he did, as it turns out. So was the question, who radicalized him? Who radicalized him? Was it Reddit? Was it Discord? Was it Hassan? Or was it just the lefty environment of the college industrial complex? Who can say? Who can say? He was becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate. He's gay, a biological male. Do you think that the roommate is going to complain? You can't call. No, I'm not a biological. I'm a real woman. Okay, buddy. A biological male who was transitioning genders. What did he stop? Did he go back the other way after his roommate decided to shoot up Mr. Kirk? This resulted in several discussions with family members. I can tell you how the discussions went. He's gay. He's a furry. Get out of here. But the cameras are going dark. Oh no, got too red for a second. But especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event. Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UWU, which Robinson said was a stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. People say this about Charlie Kirk. I have never seen him spread any hate. Is there any evidence of this? Or was it just him reading Bible verses and then them clipping them out of context? Didn't he have a bunch of gay people on staff or something? I don't know, because I wasn't really following up. He got radicalized by the bussy, the good bussy. Oh my goodness. It's over women. It's over women. If the women can't, is this the state of the American woman? They're so cringe now that people are turning to the bussy, and it's so good that they're being radicalized to become operatives. Can women need to start holding up their end of the bargain on this thing? Isn't that hard? All right, just joking. Women no longer need it. Yes, indeed. The Chinese have got the biological womb on tap. They've got Elon's got the sex Optimus bots coming next year. He's already got the AI girlfriend. If the women of America are not going to do their one job of preventing men from going insane and shooting up each other because their boyfriend is being upset by YouTube videos, then what do we need them for? These are jokes, obviously, but you never know. There are some very silly people that come to live streams from time to time. But I hope the only way you can prove you're not a silly person is if you either hit the like or the dislike button. Either is fine, or you can just say hi in chat. That's much appreciated. Much appreciate that. Where were we? Robinson's father reported that when his wife showed him the surveillance videos in the suspected shooter of the news, he agreed that it looked like their son. He also believed that the rifle that the police suspected that the shooter used matched the rifle that was given to his son as a gift. You know that they're going to feel bad about this. I believe it's the grandfather's rifle. As a result, Robinson's father contacted his son and asked him to send a photo of the rifle. Oh my goodness. That's when you know you're caught. When dad rings up and he's like, yo, did you shoot that guy? No. Show me your gun, son. Show me the gun. Ooh. well, it's at the cleaners today. That's a dad that knows what happened. He knew. Robinson did not respond. Oh my goodness, leaving his dad on red. He should be executed just for that. Like, if you haven't told your dad that you love him recently, you should take this opportunity to do that right now. But imagine that. Not only did he get the son, did the son get a gun as a gift? Not handcrafted, but handed down from generation to generation. Grandfather's gun as a present. He's so ungrateful he doesn't even return his texts. But to be fair, Dad, the only text that dads usually respond with is like the smiley face or the thumbs up. It'll be like, Dad, I need a lift home. I've got the plague. And Dad will just like send like a thumbs up message, you know. That's so dads. Even in other cultures, actually, that's kind of funny, as I found out recently, is that even across in like Asian cultures, dads will just send text messages with a thumbs up, which is very funny. Let me see. However, Robinson's father spoke on the phone with Robinson. Robinson implied that he planned to take his own life. Robinson's parents were able to convince him to meet them at their home. He's like, no, son, don't take your own life. That's the state's job after you plead guilty at trial. I mean, I guess this is the only thing you can do as a parent, right? It's like, oh, well, I'm going to off myself for doing this. It's like, well, no, not yet. Let's try and get some help. But then it's like, it's just going to be the same thing with extra steps at this point. I mean, but I guess Dad doesn't get that juicy 100K to buy a new and better son from the Chinese with their Chinese wombs without the 100K. As they discussed the situation, Robinson implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it all. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there is too much evil and the guy Charlie Kirk spreads too much hate. This is the stupidest thing you get with these people. There's so much hate in the world. Time to go cause some hate. It's like, yeah, there is too much hate in the world, but you're the problem. Like, this is literally the guy that would go and talk to people. And you decided to meet words with violence. They talked about Robinson turning himself in and convinced Robinson to speak to a family friend who is a retired deputy sheriff. At Robinson's father's request, the family friend met with Robinson and his parents and convinced Robinson to turn himself in. The family's friend spoke to the police and reported telling Robinson that he would be best if he brought all the evidence with him to the sheriff's office to avoid police having to search his parents' home. This one seems like sneaky as fuck. This one's like, because you're not supposed to talk to cops, right? You're not supposed to incriminate yourself. And then the guy's like, look, you don't want your parents to have to go through any trauma, right? Just bring all the evidence. Can you just bring all the evidence? I mean, the cops will be cops, I suppose. Too many memes? Maybe I should be a good boy. Oh, you mean in the text, I assume that's what you mean. These ones. This is the thing: is all shooters are memers now. I guess this is just a reflection of society, because we had that, like the Christchurch shooter as well, like the subscribe to PewDiePie guy. But yes, thank you, Emu Warrior member for 35 months. Wow, it's been a long time. A very long time. The family friend also asked Robinson if he had any clothes that related to what he did. Robinson replied that he had disposed of the clothes in a different area. This is, unless he burned them, then that's bad. Oh, here we go. The roommate. The roommate. Is this going to be the name of the inevitable screenplay? The roommate. It's like The Room, but it's just the roommate. But they're mating because they're gay. Well, they're tip touching. I don't know if it actually counts as mating. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male. What? They put that in there twice? That seems rude. They know what they're doing. This seems very behind the times. I mean, it's 2025. They just had to put it in 2 times. Oh, okay. That's very funny. Yes, the troon mate. You got him. A biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the police received messages from Robinson about the shooting and provided those messages to the police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received text messages from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing and look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that said, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk. I'm going to take it." The police found a photograph of this note. So he left a secret message, like the notebook, but he's leaving like his secret notes to the thing. Now, some people don't believe these texts. So I'm going to start a new poll. Wow, a lot of people voted in the previous one. 42% say that the state shouldn't be able to ALOG you with your selfies. But like, here we go. Do you think the texts are real? Let me know what you think. So there was a secret text he left, like the Notebook, but it's gay. And well, I mean, it is like the Notebook. Okay, wait, is it the Notebook? No, wait, it's P.S. I love you is what I'm thinking of. You know, where the guy's like leaves a bunch of messages. So when after he dies, his girlfriend is haunted by his memory forever, which seems like a sadistic thing to do, in my opinion. But I don't know. Apparently, women think it's a very romantic movie. The following text messages then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "Why? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question." Oh, maybe he is a woman. "You're joking, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark." Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but I am struck in Orem for a little while longer yet." Orem? Orem? Is that a word? Orem. Oh, Orem is a place. Stupid me. I thought it meant like it was another meaning for like morose or something. I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be too long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this a secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. The roommate then responds, "You weren't the one that did it, right?" "I am. I'm sorry." "I thought they caught that person." "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude." Wait, actually, I forgot to set this up before the stream. But wasn't the crazy old dude that there was a guy that literally confessed to the murder of Charlie Kirk, and then they found CP on his cell phone. It was like, what the fuck? But I guess that's maybe for another day, or probably never actually. But yeah, there was an old guy that literally admitted to it, who was just like a distraction, and he literally was caught having CP on his thing. So pretty weird. Some 71-year-old weird old dude. That's like really crazy, actually. So Robinson says, "I am sorry, I did it. I thought they caught that person. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from the drop point shortly after, but most of that side of the town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get me out. But there's one vehicle lingering. Why? Why did I do it? Yeah. I'd had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out of. I mean, it can be, though. You just have to have a very convincing argument. But you didn't decide to argue at all. You didn't even go up and show up and try and embarrass yourself or own him with facts and logic. You just decided that you couldn't argue, and you decided to take away his voice forever, but now it's louder than it could have ever been. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Well, that's not true, because there's DNA evidence on the scene, but okay. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. See, this seems so stupid. Just going back to the scene. They always return to the scene of the crime. They say that, but it's so true. How long have you been planning this? A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already sweep that spot. I don't want to chance it. Roommate, I'm wishing... All right, sorry, this is Robinson again. I'm wishing I had circled back to grab it as soon as I got my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't think... I don't know. What is this? IDEC? I don't know what that means. I don't even know if it had a serial number. I think it probably likely did, but it wouldn't trace back to me. Well, this is just stupid, because it probably does. It may be an older rifle. Maybe that's why he thinks it doesn't have one. But even so, there'd be like a manufacturing number, and just the fact that you use pictures of you and pictures of a rifle, the family's going to notice it. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Well, I mean, yeah, they found... Well, it's not just the prints, it's the DNA on the actual rifle itself. Didn't have the ability to time to bring it with me. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? I mean... Does this implicate the roommate? Like, so the roommate saw his gay boyfriend engraving bullets, and he thought, you know what? I think this is fine. I think that this is just fine. Like, wait a second. No, if I see a roommate polishing a knife or engraving bullets, I'm going to be pretty fucking concerned. The fucking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices Bol Jawoo on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. That's really fucking sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a 2K scope. And then it's like, sad face, gay. Robinson says, delete this exchange. Doesn't matter. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle. What did he fucking think was going to happen? It is very unique. Now, I don't think it was very unique. It's like, isn't it like a bog standard 30-06 or something? I don't know that much about rifles. But as far as I understand, this is basically almost like, some people were saying on Twitter that it was like, it almost looks like stock. It's just the same as, there's no differences. Maybe it was the way that the scope was mounted, but there's something really weird with this way a scope's mounted. It's like touching the side, so it wouldn't be very accurate. But I mean, he only shot it once, so it doesn't really matter. He's calling me right now, not answering. Since Trump's got into office, my dad's been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of the neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. You're all I worry about, love. I'm much more worried about you. Please don't talk to the media. Don't talk to the media, please. And this is what is alleged to be interfering with the witness. But I mean, this is a right that everyone has. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If police ask you any questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. Now, people in the chat, there's 30% of you think these messages are facts. Are not facts, sorry. I mean, they're fake. Why do you think that? And I've seen a lot of people say this. A lot of people saying, like, it's just like Breaking Bad, where Walt calls up Skylar to say that he's a bad person. He stole the baby so he could get away with it because, oh my gosh, the media literacy. But the thing is that people are underestimating is just how stupid some people are. And especially when you have these sort of people that are already mentally ill, they think that they have no one to talk to. So they just start texting people and saying stupid shit like this. Like, if you think that, like, I've heard people say, like, nobody writes this. This has to be ChatGPT. They could have done a better job. Like, not really. If you talk to people in college, you'll notice they all are pretty stupid and talk like this. So this actually makes sense to me. But this is really stumped. Delete this exchange. The phone company could retrieve it if it's on phone. If it's Discord, Discord's saving all of your messages and all of your dick pics and gooning to it later, and then letting all the Minecraft furry server enjoyers get away with what they do up there. You know what I'm talking about. All the Roblox enjoyers. All right, so that's kind of the gist of that's the part. There's a little bit left. And then we'll get on to the Kohberger A-logging. The police executed a search warrant of Robinson's residence. During the search, police discovered a shell casing with etchings, like the etchings found on the shell near the rifle near Uvu. Police also found several targets with bullet holes in Robinson's home. And then they've got the counts. We have 7 counts. Based upon evidence received from Brian Davis of the Utah Bureau of Investigations, I have reason to believe the defendant committed the offenses and is herein charged and signed by Jeffrey S. Gray. This seems like a pretty slam dunk case to me. Like, there's always a chance, I suppose, but this is like 99% he's going away, and most likely executed, because it is in Utah, where they do have the capital firing squad. Is it? Do they just bring it back just before Bryan Kohberger? Which is, I guess, it's the double feature for the Utah shooters. Well, I guess Kohberger didn't shoot anyone, but murderers is what I meant to say. I mean, they've got the weapon that's in his family's possession. They've got his DNA on the gun. They've got the text messages where some people are saying it glows, it's not real. It doesn't matter. Even if these text messages are completely fake, it doesn't matter one lick, because weapon, DNA, possession, motive, admission. They've already got everything. Very unlikely that he get away with this one. And so he can suffer in prison and then death row, I suppose, for the next 20 years. And then eventually he'll be executed at 40, is what I imagine happening. But maybe it'll be fast this time. Who knows? All right, so going back to Bryan Kohberger's secret chaos of selfies. This is so stupid, I have to say. This is so stupid. Because how did the media get this? It's because the American courts are so open and they're just deciding to make... I mean, Bryan Kohberger's a murderer, unless you're one of the pro-burgers in chat. But, like, everybody takes creepy selfies or stupid selfies or lame selfies. Everybody. And you've got, like, these women. You get, like, a bunch of women together on like everybody's taking a selfie with his shirt off. I mean, his body is cringe. He looks like an old man. He's got that old man workout body. Bryan Kohberger's creepy 150 plus selfie collection released. You've got Liar and Crime. And they get a bunch of wine mums to just like talk about how,
He's
oh my
outside.
God. Oh my goodness, this is this creepy, like, it's like she's got a bunch of creepy photos on her phone too, you know it. But it is funny, so we are going to take a look at it. I want to see his American Psycho memes. Let's start with this one from Reddit. This is not the American Psycho one, but new images of Bryan have been released. Most of them were taken after the murders. Traumatized by new images of Bryan Kohberger. All right, he gets the death penalty. We can skip the trial. Just send him straight to death row. Who has the word? Like, oh my goodness, this is what the vegan does to you. You're quadruple homicide murderer, sir. Oh my goodness, this is like surely they should have suppressed these messages because this is so cringe. Like, not only did your children get murdered by this dude, but then he's releasing these genes. Oh my goodness. American Eagle, where are you? Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. You got to, like, I mean, clearly he was just taking a picture to see if the jeans fit him, right? Because nobody ever knows if the jeans look good in the shop, and he has to take them home. He's too cringe to wear them in the supermarket, so he goes there, he buys the jeans, he takes them home, he makes his selfie faces. Like, who's he sending these selfies to too? Because everyone's saying he's like a virgin loser. Oh my god, he's fat. Look at this muffin top. Holy shit! Look at this muffin top. We got to get this into the crime lab. This is what this is what it is now. This is all the mainstream media does. Is they now ALOG and look at muffin top, like professional muffin top observers. Look at this. Oh my goodness, ladies, these love handles. Like all the Kohberger or the pro burgers that are gonna send the messages in chat. Like, what the fuck is this? Look at this. Look at this muffin. Look at this muffin. Oh my goodness. Guys in chat will understand this, but like what you do is you don't want to try the pants on in the shop, so you just buy them, and then you either gain or lose weight, or you just, more realistically, never wear the jeans again, and you just suffer the loss of like whatever, 20, 30 bucks. Guys will younger guys will understand that. You can't, it's too cringe to return it. It's much too cringe. All right, let's see what this woman is saying first, then we'll go to the law and crime one, I think.
We've obtained these exclusive photos taken by Bryan Kohberger himself after the murders and pulled out of his phone by forensics experts. At least 3 photos have never before been seen by anyone other than Bryan Kohberger and by the police who caught him. They say that
so aka he has no friends to share his selfies with.
The killer snapped these pictures for himself and himself.
Like, this is a pretty normal photo, and it's like national news. The photos do get cringes, so don't worry. There will be some cringe. Not the cringe of the Devilverse. Excuse me, sir. This isn't the devil. I said the Devilverse was a maybe topic. That's like my break in case of nothing to talk about topic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Doom. It's the B tier content for me. But eventually, maybe like the day before the next court hearing in Minnesota, we'll watch it. Eventually, we'll get to the schizo Devilverse people.
Alone, that he kept them on his phone, but that he never sent them or shared them with anyone. And one I guarantee,
like, this is a pretty normal looking dude, in my opinion. But then you see like these people on like True Crime and the Wine Mums and Law and Crime, they're saying, when I looked into his soul, I just knew that he was a murderer. You can always tell. Except before the women get murdered, obviously.
Will take your breath away like it did me. We'll never know his purpose or his reason for taking these pictures. But I can also guarantee you
like, this is a pretty normal photo. Maybe he's not the most attractive guy, but it's a pretty normal photo.
Each is so much more revealing than he ever could have imagined. And
this is the thing I hate, is when you've got the people that are like, when I looked at his selfies, I could just tell. It's so revealing. You need a woman's heart to know. But that's the thing, is like, I have a bunch of spiritual people in my family. Like, they're like, oh my goodness, I can see the signs. And I don't believe in that shit. I think it's garbage. But when I say that to them, I say, like, this is garbage. You have no powers. You can't do anything with star signs. They just say, you just don't get it. You don't. You're not a spiritual person. You're blank to the emanations of the psychic world. I'm sorry, you just don't understand. And when I say this, when I say that you can't use body language, you can't use phrenology to know that there's a psychopath in your family or in your friend group or something, then the women look at me and they say, you just can't tell because you're a man. Women get it. Women can tell. It's like, I don't, okay. All right. Big Data Land with a 5 says, this incident should be a PSA to be a parent and monitor your kids' computer activity. Well, the question is, like, he seemed like the kids, this is the previous guy. What is it? Tyler Robinson. You can do as much as you want, but eventually your kids are going to leave the house and they're going to make their own friends. They're going to make their own circles. And then at that point, it's up to them. And you can do everything right and still have a bad child. That does happen. Now, I typically think that that's not the case in most of them. I think that there's usually some trauma or something that causes people to like go whack out crazy. At least they hope so, because I would like to believe that is the case, that people don't just get born as murderers. But in this person's case, Tyler Robinson, he's probably an unhinged individual his entire life. And then he got radicalized by radical leftist messaging and also getting drunk off his roommate's bussy, which is quite a wild sentence to say. BobTube says, just got here. This your family album? Very rude. Very rude. Should be against the stream rules to make a super chat that rude for so few dollars. But no, very fair. Thank you for the tip. Jefferson C. Post, member of 1 month, says, try asking a woman how many rejected selfies they have on their phone. They must be legion. That's the thing, is that if any of these women ever got caught for murder, which they wouldn't because they're too cowardly. You need a man to do that. That's why 95% of all murderers are men. They get shit done. Now, they'd have just as much cringe on their phones. Like, holy shit, you have no idea.
And I could spend this entire hour.
Very rude. Very rude.
Poring over each and every one of them, and I will go over many of them in just a moment, but there's more breaking news. Never before seen evidence that the quadruple killer murderer was also a serial stalker as well.
All right, this is actually interesting because people are wondering, like, who and how did he know that the kids that he murdered? It seems like kind of crazy. So if they actually have proof of this, I actually didn't hear this part before.
Reports from the Idaho State Police obtained by People magazine show 2 women suspected Bryan Kohberger was stalking them at Washington State University right before the murders at 1122 King Road.
Was he really stalking them, or is it just that like he went up and said hello to them and he didn't match the vibe? Was it like the Human Resources comic? Is that what happened here? Did he actually stalk them, or is just women thought he was creepy? There is a difference here. Now, it did turn out that he was a murderer this time. This is the only time that women have been right about, like, ooh, creepy vibes from this guy.
In Moscow. Kohberger was a PhD candidate in that criminology department at that school. And the women said he would make daily visits to see them at work. And then he'd make unexpected, uninvited, and...
This better not fucking turn out that they run like a coffee shop or something and he's going in there for every day for his coffee.
highly unwelcome visits to their homes.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. That could be stalking, sure.
One of the women was an employee at the university bookstore.
Oh my God. The books, oh, not the bookstore. I bet what happened is that he was going to the bookstore every day because he's a university student. Then he fell in love with one of the people. And then he tried to do a romantic gesture, but because he's creepy and weird, she rejected him. And if had he been not creepy and weird, it could have gone very differently.
She said Bryan Kohberger seemed to have researched her, knowing personal details that she'd never shared, including her name and the hours that she'd worked.
I'm going to be real here. Men do this. Women, like, there was a really funny Reddit post, actually. Oh my goodness. No, don't clip that, please. There was a really funny post where there was this woman who had been married to her husband for like 10 years or something, and she was like the love of his life. And then the husband revealed that their cute meeting was completely orchestrated by him. So their husband, they met when they were in university, and he researched her, he stalked her, and then he made like an oopsie daisy, we just bumped into each other, cute little couple event, and then they started dating, and now they've been together for 10 years. So like this does actually work. Like finding out what people are interested into and then pretending to bump into them. It does actually work. Now, I have not done this, but men do this all the time, and it either fails. That's the key point, though. If you get rejected and they say no, you have to stop, obviously. But then women will get angry at you for never. But like this actually could be the start of a proper relationship. But the example here, what we have to learn from this is that men, even if you get away with this, and it turns out to be a romantic start to a marriage that lasts forever, never admit to the woman that it wasn't just the star sense or the destiny that you orchestrated, because they don't appreciate planning. Like they never appreciate planning or as I like to call it, premeditation. It's just a cooler word for planning an event, guys. That's creepy. I mean, it is. You're right. It is absolutely creepy, but men do this, and it does work a lot of the time. It's like, and it's just like stuff like, oh, we bumped into the coffee shop. Oops, I dropped the book I was reading. Oh, it's War and Peace. You're reading that too? Oh my goodness, we could read this together. It's just stuff like that. Men orchestrate that stuff all the time.
They're said in August or September of 2022, and remember, that is just months before the quadruple murders, she was changing in her bedroom at home when someone knocked on her window.
All right. Now, this is too far. All right. This is too far. I will say that. Okay. Oops. Just what he did. I'm not going to defend these actions. Okay. That is too much. Maybe he was just like throwing pebbles at a window and he had the stereo and he's just like trying to do a romantic gesture. Oh, dear. Why is your chat so degenerate? It's a reflection. The chat is always a reflection of the streamer. That's what you have to understand.
She called for her husband and the person ran off. Another time, she heard someone on her porch. Her husband came home right away, and she says a white car drove off moments later. And we all know by now that Kohberger drove that infamous white Hyundai Elantra. The other student worked in Kohberger's own department, criminology. She said he would seek her out constantly, quote, almost daily, end quote. She told police she was working late one night when she saw Kohberger walking around outside. He made eye contact through a window.
Okay. I know that he's a murderer. I know that he's a stalker. I know that he shouldn't be knocking on people's windows while they're getting changed. Okay. But in isolation, this sounds very funny. Oh my God, this white man looked at me in the eyes through a window. Arrest him. Arrest him.
With her. And then
it just so happens to turn out that he did also murder 4 people.
Entered the building, at which point the woman said she hid in a bathroom. Another time she got a phone call from a neighbor who said someone was lurking outside of her window at home. Soon after,
I mean, is that him though?
She learned that she lived fairly close to Kohberger.
So that's nothing though. That's like nothing.
And she told police she wasn't the first person to have problems with Bryan Kohberger at Washington State University. I want to bring in a News Nation.
But all of these stories came in after the event, right? These are all like, oh, it's this guy.
Staple. Brian Enton has been covering this.
All right, let's go to the creepy selfies. That's what we want to see. I want to see the creepy selfies. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to go to the law and crime video in a second. Wait, what's this one? This is where I got that picture. This is why I could never really be a murderer, because I have got too much creepy, well, not creepy, I should say cringe things. Everyone's got cringe things in their phone, right? Like, imagine this. Imagine in this day and age, if you try and just get away with a little bit of quadruple homicide, and then the media is going through all of your phones and all of your memes. That's why I have a bucket of salt water next to my computer. And if I ever think that I'm going to be a quadruple murderer, I dump my entire computer and cell phone into the salt water and then throw it into the ocean for good measure, so that nobody can see my Amazon cart history. All right, what do they say about his murders on this one? I mean, it's things on this one. Here.
These shirtless pics. This one, I still don't even know how to explain. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't either. It's so disturbing. There's another very disturbing photograph that was taken on December 29th
that got
of
me.
2022. Sad to say that's my birthday, so I'll not be able to shake this image.
She had to make it about herself, Kat. She had to make it about herself. Did you give your girlfriend access to your PC? Yeah, she uses my PC from time to time. That's what the Amazon cart history was like, that chat. It wasn't me. Okay, it wasn't me. But I gave my girlfriend special instructions. I told her that if I ever die in a car crash or an airline crash or something, or collision or something, I told her to press the button on the side of my computer that deletes everything. It's like the delete straight away button that they have like on on Death Note, where Wataru presses that button, it just erases everything. There's some media literacy for you.
He's wearing
Wait, what is her
9th
birthday?
of 2022. Sad to say that's my birthday, so I'll not be able to shake this image. He's wearing a hoodie, a black hoodie, and it's very eerie because he's staring into the camera and he just looks so sallow. Let me see if the controller can pull up that scary, hooded photo from December 29th. It's just one day before his arrest. This
is why I don't wear hoodies, because when I wear a hoodie, I look like this too. So unfortunate. Like, some people look really cozy in hoodies, but whenever I wear one, it just doesn't work.
Is in Pennsylvania, as we would now know, Brian, because as we've learned in these exclusive photos that were given to us from the forensics investigators who pulled everything from his electronics and his phone, if he's...
It's my birthday's coming up next month, so nobody in chat do anything naughty that would make me have to feel sad on my birthday, okay? Don't commit any crimes until November.
Taking this picture December 29th, it is the day before they burst into that bedroom or that home or wherever he's taking it and locked him in handcuffs and took him away for good.
Yeah, and remember, this is around the same time they were also able to determine from going through his phone and going through his computer.
I just want to see a couple more selfies and see what they say, because a lot of these are pretty normal. Like, a guy can't enjoy taking a picture. Like, he's like, I'm just going to take a picture by myself in the wilderness, and then this old woman who's had her birthday ruined is now making fun of him on national TV. This looks like a pretty nice selfie. Like, oh, maybe if he did more hiking, he wouldn't have had to do this terrible act.
Quickly touch on the new stalking claims, Brian, that, these two students said they for sure felt like they were being stalked. And we know that Bethany and Kaylee said they spotted a silhouette of a man while they were walking Murphy the dog. And Kaylee had told other friends, many of them.
This is what I hate smiling in photos, though. I had an ex-girlfriend that got mad at me because I never smiled in photos. But I don't know. Like, some people are very good natural smilers, but not me,
That some guy had followed her out of the Winco store all the way to her car. It sure sounds similar.
I mean, this is just subjection. There's like, can we have some evidence, please, ladies? All right, let's go to Law and Crime. Let's see what they said. This is the premium ALOGs, because they start with this picture first. Oh my! Oh no! What a terrible physique! Oh my goodness, terrible. He's got the chest pimples. He literally looks like Podesta. Podesta's self. Like, this is the old man gut, but then like thin. Is this what vegetables does to a man's body? Disgusting.
Lots of like flexing muscles, selfies, half clothed.
Oh no. Not like this. Not like this. This is, oh my goodness. Like, if I was Bryan Kohberger, and I'm not, but if I was Bryan Kohberger, stop with the adverts. Why don't you just get YouTube Premium? Oh my goodness. Looks like Ricada. Whoa, buddy. If I was Bryan Kohberger and they told me that my selfies with my flabby gut was being released, I would ask for the extra quick and extra painful death penalty. Like, just end it all. Like, holy shit.
Like that. There's numerous instances of that.
He's saggy.
Bryan Kohberger was obsessed with his appearance, and now we're seeing that up close.
I mean, that's a pretty bold statement to make. He had like 100 pictures of himself over, like, depending on how old his phone is, that could be like one picture a week for 3 years.
From a trove of selfies from his phone. BK's fantasy life, it's on full display before and after he murdered 4 University
Oh my goodness.
of Idaho students. Some of these images are going to shock you. Plus, we see some of what he was searching online when it came to serial killers and the murder case. We're going to show
I'm actually curious to see what they say that he searched for online.
all of it to you.
But is this not Law and Crime flicks, or fix, I guess, with, what is it, Anjanette Levy? Is this not just professional, like, MSN, mainstream media A-logging? Is this what I'm saying? Like, this is no different than Sector Blood Sports, where you find something funny about one of your enemies and just like slag them off online. Oh, spooky.
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Just when you think you had seen it all when it comes to Bryan Kohberger, you see a little more that sends a chill down your spine, or just makes you cringe, or maybe it just makes you roll your eyes. A few weeks ago, we talked to 2 digital forensics experts from Celebrate who analyzed Bryan Kohberger's cell phone and computer. Kohberger deleted much of what was on there, wiping his devices and using incognito mode and VPNs to hide his online activity.
This is not a good advertisement for NordVPN and also incognito mode. Like, surprise, surprise, everything you do online, if you use a VPN or an incognito mode, is being archived and will be used to make fun of you in the court of wine mums if you get arrested. Now, I think the American court systems are crazily open. You can just see everything. Now, it does make for good entertainment, but like in most countries, we have closed courts so that we can actually, maintain some dignity while the justice system is screwing us over. Now, the Americans in chat will tell you that unless they have this 100% open courtroom, then they're going to be doing backroom dealings, star court, that the UK people are the conspiracies. I think we can find some sort of middle ground. Okay, chat. I'm sure there's some sort of middle ground where we can have a court system that is open and able to be reviewed for the government screwing you over, but also have some manner of privacy, not just revealing everything and everything. But that's just me. I think there's some negotiation here. BobTube bets his search history was the Dabbleverse. He couldn't even make it in. Kohberger couldn't even make it in the Dabbleverse. That's how sad this all is.
But he didn't delete the dozens and dozens.
I don't trust the government, but some level of government is required. Okay, and we call out. We got 420 people watching in chat. Oh my god, nice! Everyone say spam nice in the chat and hit the like button. But while you look at this creepy hoodie, like this actually reminds me of Project Zomboid again, because I just found a hoodie, and apparently it's really good to keep the hoodie and like fill it with patches and stuff. So anyway, but like for example, all you would need to do to use an American style court system, NICE, yeah, I think I made a mistake here. All you would need to do is have a private court system, but when the court is over or partway through or anytime really, any of the defendants would have the ability to share the information relating to themselves to the outside observers. So that way, if everyone consents in the courtroom, they could make it public, or specifically the defendant, because the defendant's the one that really needs to have their liberties protected. So if the defendant could have a mulligan or something to decide whether they want to share the details or not, then I think that could work. So basically, the court system would work more like it is in Australia and New Zealand, where you get name suppression and the details of the court are not made public unless you get guilty. That's how it works in New Zealand. All of this stuff is revealed after the court happens. But in these cases where you become innocent, you don't just get your entire life exposed to the world. I think there's a way to make this work. But every time I say this, everyone's like, no, the American justice system is perfect and you're just a Commonwealth chud or something to that degree. I'm just wrong. Well, tell me why I'm wrong. I'm curious.
Of selfies that he took of himself. And those tell a story of a man who was living in his own fantasy world, living in his own mind. He was obsessed with himself and his appearance. I'm going to show all of it to you. Every one of these photos we obtained, it's important that you see what we're dealing with.
This is true.
Here.
This is true.
This is a person who has admitted to murdering 4 young people that he had
How's it
no
going, Chuck Roll?
association with at all. He admitted to it in open court. He admitted that he broke into that house on King Road intending to commit the crime of murder, and he did it. And he celebrated himself for it afterward. Kohberger was not only obsessed with himself and his body and his image, but he also was obsessed with serial killers. That is very clear. And he likely would have killed again. I believe that in my heart of hearts. He may have had a cooling off period, but I believe that he liked the way that killing made him feel.
Is this like the go on cooldown? You commit 4 murders and it goes on cooldown and you've got like a 24-hour refresh period or something? What does she mean by this? I am wrong. You're wrong because people would do what Rakeda did. Scream, the police lied, then refuse to release the body cams to prove the police told the truth. I'm willing to admit that there are problems in my system as well as I think there's problems in the American system. But I'm just saying that I think that the American system is too open and there's probably some middle ground we can find. Is it going to take a long time to work out the details? Yeah, probably. But all right, chat, if you love the American court system, just let me know. You can still love the American court system, but would you agree that it is incredibly invasive and perhaps reveals too much information to the general public, especially in the day of the internet? Because these courts weren't designed when the internet was around, okay? Like having 20 people jump into a Zoom call so that they can make fun of Steel Toe Boy or whatever it is because he shared a nudie pic. Like how is there any justice in the world? You can't share a nudie pic that your bro sends you, but then the mainstream media can share all of your nudie pics and laugh at them for national television because you took a shirtless selfie. How does that make sense, chat? Make it make sense. Then don't break the law. But innocent people get exposed as well. That's the issue. I don't care if this happens to criminals, really. Like for Bryan Kohberger, I'm showing it myself because he's a murderer and I don't care what happens to him. Although what I hope happens to him is that he comes out extra crispy after he goes into the electric chair, or firing squad, whatever it is. But like a lot of cases, people are innocent and they get exposed as well. All of their details put online, and they're guilty until proven innocent in the court of the public opinion. Because anytime an employer looks you up, or some of your ALOG enemies look you up or something, they see your court filing and they just assume that you must have done something.
For the first time in his life, he likely felt powerful. Kohberger is now serving 4 life sentences.
This is very good advice, and I remember another man that told me this once. Well, he told a lot of people. He used to tell hundreds of thousands of people, actually, but now he's lost about 90% of those people. But he would say that, you'll never see nudes of me because I don't take any, and I believe that this is the best way to live by.
For the heinous, brutal murders of Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. That photo was posted to Instagram less than 12 hours before their lives were stolen. So let's start with a look at what the FBI and Celebrate found on Kohberger's phone before the murders in 2022. This first selfie is from June 25th of 2022. Kohberger is not—
Oh, come on, you can't make fun of this one. It's just this normal face and he's wearing a heat tech thing. He's got a terrible body, but he's wearing a heat tech. That's kind of cringe. How are they going to make fun of this photo? How are they going to make fun of this photo?
smiling, but looking directly at the camera. This would have been right as he was arriving in Washington from Pennsylvania. From the looks of it, he's outside and near people. Knowing what we know about him now, it comes as a little bit of a shock that he's taking photos of himself in public. It sounded like he was a bit of an introvert. Then we see his first car selfie. It's the middle of the summer.
This looks like he's about to break out a burger and do a food review. What is it about Americans? They're always doing their food reviews in their cars.
And Kohberger is probably taking advantage of his break from school and enjoying the beautiful weather in Washington. So the next day, he's out by the water and appearing to be a little more comfortable in front of the camera. On June 30th, he's all dressed up and he takes a few photos before getting a bite to eat at a restaurant. Kohberger doesn't
I hope it was Denny's.
take his next selfie until about a week.
Why did this spooky music just start? I thought it was coming from outside. Wait, they played the horror music starts playing when he's going to Denny's? He's all dressed up. No, he's just wearing a fucking denim jacket.
Few photos before getting a bite to eat at a restaurant. Kohberger doesn't take his next
Spooky
selfie
music started.
until about a week later. And by the looks of it, he's in his apartment bathroom.
This is so manipulative. And again, it sounds funny because he is like, Kohberger is a piece of shit, and he does deserve to be shot at by like 5 different people at the same time, or how are they going to do it? I don't know. But then like they're just playing the bathroom selfies, and they've got the spooky music. It's such manipulation. If nothing else, if the chat can be as mad as I want about how wrong I am about the American court system, but surely you must agree that putting this spooky music over the bathroom selfies, and when he's going to the fucking IHOP to take a big greasy quartering dump or something, that it's a little bit above board. It's a very interesting editorial decision they made here.
Later that day, he heads out for a hike. This is about 4 months before the murders. This next collection of photos.
Are they trolling through his like photos? Like, oh my goodness, what a crap selfie! Like, you know what? You'll never see one of my photos look like this because I know how to increase the shutter speed. Holy shit! Oh my goodness, the out of focus like selfie hike was so creepy. The horror. Like, photographers do photos like this, but like with birds, when it's like the shutter speed is really low, so that you get the like motion in the feather in the wings. I'll show you what this is. Like, hold on. Slow shutter speed bird. I'm not sure what I feel like about these photos, but photographers really like doing this. I've never done it. Oh my goodness, Adblock Premium Plus. Can't show that. I've got it disabled for YouTube though, so it doesn't matter. All right, like this, right? These kind of photos, like I don't really like them, but this is a very popular style of bird photography because it shows motion. It shows the story. The birds are flying, right? They're like, there's motion here. There's environment. Like, so I've never taken a photo like this, but I know many very famous photographers do. I'm not a fan. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fan of this. I like to see detail in my photos. But then that's what we've got here. Bryan is just expressing his artistic desire to show that he's in motion while he's creeping. No, I think it's pretty lame and he just forgot to hit the right settings.
Is Kohberger outside at night, appearing sweaty, wearing activewear and earbuds? It's safe to assume he was probably on a late night walk or run, something he did.
He's sweaty. He's actually like, holy shit, he's so sweaty here. This does look a little bit creepier though. Like, he gets a bit creepier when he's moist. Like, this is like his face is made up of 5 different faces. Like, he's got Willem Dafoe's face, like Willem Dafoe's like eyes and mouth here. I don't know where he found this nose, this big red honking nose. Who can say where that's from? But this is like really, he's like age maxing or something. I don't know. He's like 22, but he looks like he's fucking 40. This is a bad photo. Holy shit. I would have deleted this photo. You'd never see that photo on my phone.
Often. He stops to pose with a statue of his school's mascot, the cougar. Now, this next collection of photos, it's kind of peculiar. He appears to be posing with a sheet from a notebook several times with random
FKGR57. This is obviously like a trip code or something for like 4chan or like for Reddit or something.
letters, even some with his name and birthday. But then the photos
It's probably like a roast me Reddit account or something.
get a little more interesting on July 19th.
They bet they And then the photos get a little bit more interesting. He's taking a picture of his ass in these jeans that clearly don't fit. Classic murderer behavior. In fact, it may be the anger from the jeans that drove him to cause this thing. Dun, dun, dun. He's about to get pants live on national television. Men can't even take selfies in their bathroom alone without women talking about it. It's crazy. Women hate it when men do anything.
I cover a lot of pretty scary stories here on Crime Fix, and if it's taught me anything, it's that privacy and personal safety absolutely cannot be compromised.
This is the funniest sponsorship ever because they're just talking about how Bryan Kohberger was using incognito mode and using VPNs and things, and we still have all his information. The absolute fucking audacity of these people to shill a Incogni Crime Fix 60% off annual plan when this does absolutely fucking nothing. All of your selfies are going to be exposed if you commit a crime, regardless if you have the incognito description or not. I wonder if they're going to say if only Bryan Kohberger had this plan, I'm going to fucking lose it.
Especially when it comes to your personal info online. You would be absolutely shocked at how much of your data, like your name, phone number, and even home address, is just
And
floating
selfies.
around the internet for data brokers to find and sell. Ever wonder why you get so many of those annoying spam calls and emails? That's why our sponsor, Incogni, is a crucial tool that helps you take back control by automatically identifying which data brokers have your info and then demanding that they remove it. Incogni actually found
Do you think Bryan Kohberger called up Law and Crime and asked not to show the shirtless selfies?
more than 50 brokers with my information, and within days, they started getting me removed. It's really easy to use. Just create an account, authorize Incogni to act on your behalf, and let them handle the rest. And now Incogni users can wipe their info from an even wider range of websites with the unlimited plan's new
All right, wrap
custom
it up.
remove,
Speed it up.
which
Speed
is
it up.
cropping Incogni on top of a team back with goes to a baseball. Use code
Right.
CrimeFix below on the screen and get 60% off an annual plan. Kohberger goes
I was so hoping that she would say, if only Bryan Kohberger had gone Incogni, then maybe he wouldn't be making fun of his goblin-esque vegan body.
to a baseball game. He's taking more selfies in public. For an awkward guy, he seems to be really trying to put himself out there and participate in social events.
I bet. Here's a question. Do you think he took this selfie because there's chicks in the background? Is that what somebody's going to say? He just wanted to get a sneaky selfie. He's actually taking a photo of this woman, even though she's out of focus.
The move west was likely Kohberger's chance to remake himself and try to fit in, the start of his new life as he tries to become Professor Kohberger. Or was it all a facade? In August, Kohberger took a few trips before school gets back into session. Kohberger's confidence appears to radiate on top of a mountain, and he has a little photo shoot.
This photo does not. Chat, does this photo radiate confidence for you? I don't think so. I hate this photo though. It's like, holy shit, there's a beautiful mountain in the background. Your shitty white, oh my goodness, your white car, the one that they were caught murdering people in or whatever. Like, just get the car, like, stop it. I want to see the mountain. The mountain's much more interesting. This is why I never take selfies. I don't think I've ever taken a selfie, except for that one time or something. Because nobody wants to see my face. They just want to see what to take a picture of. This is a fundamental thing that men and women have different between them. See, this is better because this is actually much better, but I don't want to see his sweaty ass face here, but this is a nice photo. But I would much like this landscape looks beautiful. You've got like that golden sunset, shadows. This is probably like an hour before sunset, or maybe, you know, after sunrise, something like that. Most likely sunset, but I love this time. Like I've got a really nice photo of Mount Fuji like this from my drone. My drone that is now long gone and very sad. Oh no, the creepy hiking music. Dun, 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 dun. You could be hiking. Like this is why women would rather see a bear on a hiking trail than a man. That's a dope ass photo though. Like holy shit. Apart from like, if we just get rid of the Kohberger for a second, this is a fantastic photo. Like look at this. You've got like the hiking trail. You've got snow here. You've got the mountain range, and there's like a blanket of clouds covering the entire valley. Holy crap, that's awesome. I'm actually very jealous. I would love to go hiking here. I guess there's space on the trail now.
He stays on top of that mountain until the evening, capturing a few more selfies before the sun goes down. Kohberger makes it down safe from the mountain and likely grabs a bite to eat.
See, this is like the first good selfie they've shown of him. He actually looks normal in this photo. Like it looks like a real smile, kind of. But like this is probably like he's went out on a hiking trip to get Tinder profile pictures or something. Like this is a good one. Like he looks fit. You can't see his disgusting muffin top. You've got a nice background environment. He looks normal. Teeth are pretty orange though. Like he's got these weird yellow teeth. I'm not sure I think about this. But like this one looks good. This one looks good. The left one looks pretty good. This one, he's trying to look cool. That looks cringe.
Then he takes a photo of a back-to-school shopping trip. He poses with another notebook sheet on August 17th, but then we get a first-hand look.
He's clearly showing photographs to get verified for apps or use 4chan or you know, to prove he's a real person so he's not being catfished or something. That's clearly what he's doing.
Look at Kohberger's self-obsession. The next series of photos seem to be him trying to capture images of the back of his head, possibly a haircut.
It's the Norwood Reaper, isn't it? He's trying to see if he's got the Norwood Reaper creeping on in from behind. Look at these eye veins. That's spooky. Look at these big eyes, like a doll's eyes, a shark's eyes. You can see the veins. There's actually quite a lot of veins though for an eye. I mean, they were crazy eyes. Chat, give it to me. Should I just shave it all off? Chat, should I just shave it all off? This is actually a picture of the back of my head. Okay, you got me. This is actually sneaked in the back of my back of my head selfies. Should I just shave it all off? Is it over? Is it so never been so over? Is it over? The Norwood Reapers come to collect.
Here's another nighttime selfie. Kohberger takes 2 photos of his fist through the mirror in his bathroom.
That's cringe. Holy shit. But like, I just noticed that I haven't seen a red eye photo in a long time. You know, like people used to take photo. Like this is something that children don't actually understand. Like when I say children, I mean like even people born after the year 2000. People that have been born after the year 2000 have never lived in a world where you used to just take photos and half of the time your eyes would be red because of the flash. That just doesn't exist anymore. This is one of those things, like this is one of those like generation separation events, is that we used to have to take photos and then everyone had like fucking rabbit eyes that were like red and glowing in the dark. They looked like vampires.
Here's another nighttime selfie. Kohberger takes 2 photos of his fist through the mirror in his bathroom.
Is it an Arthur meme? I know exactly like, is that what he's doing here? He's like white knuckled fist here. Do you think that's like, chat? Do you actually think that he's trying to do the Arthur meme? Actually, you may have convinced me. Jenkin Alchemist, which is a very funny name considering people accusing me of being a Jenkin Alchemist the other day. Arthur fist meme. Is that what he's doing? It's actually really entirely possible. Like this is the meme where have you seen this one? Is that what he's doing here? If you think so, press 1. Let me know. Let me know. It's actually really funny. Shave it, harmful opinions. Oh, that's rude. Come on now. I love harmful opinions. He's great.
And honestly, it comes as a surprise to see the streaks on his mirror, given how much of a clean freak he is supposed to be. On October
Oh my goodness, what do they mean? Was he cooming on it or something?
23rd, Kohberger took 2 photos in his bathroom at his apartment in Pullman, Washington, right in front of the shower. Notice there is a shower curtain.
Do I show these? All right. Very fun. Very funny. Very funny chat. No. You fucking rats. It's not true. It's not fucking true. You fucking rats. Oh my goodness. My chin is actually getting a bit chunky, isn't it? I need to. Is this been photoshopped? Surely my chin isn't that big, right? Oh my goodness.
There. And one, he's staring straight ahead. Another is taken from a different
Gonna have to
angle.
get that chin
5
reduction
days before the
surgery.
murders, Kohberger may have gotten a haircut. He takes a few photos of the back of his head. Then the photos, of course, jump ahead to November 13th, the day that changed everything in so many ways for so many people. We all know the infamous thumbs up selfie. We've seen it before, but this is a much clearer image than the one that we had previously seen. This was taken just before 10:30 that morning, after he returned from a second trip to Moscow. Note the Band-Aid on his left ring finger. Could this have been from an injury that he suffered during the homicides? Only he knows. But also look at his hands and knuckles. They appear to be red and white at the tips from apparent scrubbing. He's been described as a
Maybe he was just punching the wall. Maybe he was trying to play some plinko, and Evil Eddie flipped the switch and shut him down. Many such cases, right?
germaphobe, but was he actually trying to scrub away the evidence of what he had done? The rest of these photos were all taken in the weeks after the homicides. Some of these photos are candid, where Kohberger isn't even looking at the camera or appearing camera ready. They are screen grabs.
Oops, just what happened by accident. Oh no, someone took that photo. It's like that. You ever seen the meme where the guy's like, oh, my girlfriend took this photo of me while I'm sleeping, and then there's a mirror and you can see they're taking pictures by holding the camera up their feet? This is like, what do you mean? What do you mean these are accidental candid photos? No, he took them himself. Shut the fuck up.
From videos recorded from his phone. Some of the faces he's making, it makes you wonder what he was trying to capture or why. In this next series of photos, we can see that Kohberger is in his Washington State University hoodie, and some of these selfies were in his home, and he's trying out a few different looks.
This is a cringe one. I'm sorry. I know I don't have a lot of acumen to stand on here, but like if you had teeth like this, I would not be smiling. These are some yellow ass teeth, and they're creepy, like over extra large size teeth. Why? So he can like, you know what he looks like? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you exactly what he looks like. Hold on. This is when I see this photo. I gotta zoom. As it does on the screen, it might not be as big. Like look at this. I'm gonna compare for comparison. Those are like. It reminds me of this fish. The sheep's head fish. Can I put these side by side? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like these two photos have escaped from the big book of British smiles. Like, yeah. Did anyone else see it? Like, this guy's got so many backup teeth as well. Like, what's going on here? Fish are crazy. These are yellow as shit. Like, the fish has got, look, if you put the fish's teeth side by side. What fucking, can we get this like fish toothpaste? Like, what the fuck? These fish's teeth is like these whites. The fish has actually got better teeth. What the fuck? If I just put this here, and with a little bit of magic, like this, look, it's much better like this, I think. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing! This is why I'll never commit any crime whatsoever, because I'm terrified that people will see my selfies and then do the same thing to me.
Now, most of the photos.
It's all the fluoride in the water. Of course, the fish has white teeth. That's very funny. Oh my goodness.
Seemed to be inside of his home, but he did venture out to other locations like his car.
Thought I looked cute. Might delete later. By the way, off to murder for people.
What is significant about these black hoodie photos? Investigators found a cached image from a show about Ted Bundy that Kohberger had
Is that why he was wearing the hoodie? Was he just trying to cosplay?
watched and saved from YouTube. That person on the thumbnail is wearing a hoodie, and it says Ted on it. Ted Bundy killed dozens of women from coast to coast, but was
If you wear a hoodie, if you even own a hoodie, you are a serial killer, by the way.
caught in Florida after killing sorority sisters at the Chi Omega House at Florida State University in Tallahassee. Now, shortly after those selfies, we know that he traveled back home to Pennsylvania with his father. With that in mind, it's safe to assume the next set of photos were most likely taken in his parents' home. It's important to note because now the photos are more posed. Could that indicate that he might be feeling more confident or safe in his childhood home?
I've heard some quackery in my time, but I think this one takes the cake. Like this, she needs to start a body language YouTube channel immediately.
Because the first shirtless selfie
Oh no! Here we go. We're into the selfies. The shirtless
after the
selfies.
murders was just on December 20th. 3 days later, he takes a few more in his kitchen.
This is a fucking disgusting body. Oh my goodness. Like, I wish that this guy. I hope when he was holding up his photo, it was for fit, 4chan fit, and they were like making fun of his body and telling him he needs more squats and oats. Like this is like someone that does go mad but then doesn't actually lift. Go mad is like a gallon of milk every day. He went mad but he didn't lift. Very, very sad. You hate to see it. Another victim of 4chan's trolling.
Some of these photos we have seen before. Kohberger in a black hoodie and beanie that he may have purchased at Walmart in Pullman before the murders. But there are a few that we haven't seen, including these taken on Christmas Day, one in a bathroom.
Who has this? What fucking like this is this better be his fucking parents' bathroom. Who has a bathroom photo of pink seashells, a rose, and then high heels? Some weird ass shit.
This full-length selfie gives us a glimpse into the home where he spent his teen years. And Kohberger posed with his family dog. Following his arrest,
How can he be a bad person if the dogs like him, chat? I don't understand.
he was very concerned about his dog and his parents and how they were doing. After Christmas, he takes a few photos holding his hair back. Again,
He's doing the Norwood Reaper check. He passed, chat. He's got a better hairline than me. Congratulations.
testing out different smiles and different looks. We didn't know it before, but this was the last selfie that Kohberger took before he was arrested. He may have had no idea what was coming the following day, but we know that he was definitely getting paranoid. I'll have more on that later. What's interesting is that he took 2 photos prior to this. This was most likely directly before the last photo, but then he took this one, the same jacket without the hood, a day earlier. Now, Celebrate, I mentioned earlier, is a firm that employs top experts from around the world in digital forensics. They analyze electronics and testify at trials. I spoke with Heather Barnhart and Jared Barnhart last month about their work analyzing Kohberger's devices and everything they found on them.
It was just really bizarre behavior. And then there were also, Jared, do you remember all of I saw this show or movie, American Psycho, just a few times, and how much the guy loved himself and would take selfies in the mirror.
My goodness, this is the Patrick Bateman arc. It's finally happening.
How clean he would want to be and just examining his body. He seemed to do those same types of things.
Yeah, lots of like flexing muscles, selfies, half clothed, like that. There's numerous instances of that.
Patrick Bateman is like every fucking person has seen American Psycho and knows Patrick Bateman's memes because of the Giga Chad memes at this point. It's so crazy. I mean, this chick's watched the movie like 3 times, and she's showing, I've only seen this movie like 3 times. Oh my gosh. It's good. It's a fun movie. He tries to put. If you've never seen American Psycho, he tries to put a kitten inside an ATM. The kitten says, "Feed me kittens," and he tries to do it. The mad lad.
So he spent a lot of time on Reddit, and especially post
it's guilty. It's fucking over. Guilty.
crime. He was. I mean, there's tons of history of him looking into like the Idaho murders on Reddit, and that's actually another thing that stood out. Is this wasn't just someone who was like, "Hey, I'm interested in the case." He was going and downloading the Moscow press releases to his device, like not just taking a look at what the news said, but like almost like saving everything that they populated. There was a Reddit post that it appears that he made based on his emails, where he was looking for ex-cons
He's a
to
Redditor.
participate in some study, and people were like emailing him, and ultimately you see Reddit suspends him, which I think was at time of arrest and notification to the world. But there was also a really interesting sort of pattern of things where he read something on the news that said police still looking for Hyundai Elantra, white in color, this year to this year, make and model. Within minutes, he searches for a car detailing place and then starts to shop for used cars. So it was almost like, I realized that they know my car. I have to get rid of it and get something different. You know, so like, again, does a normal person look to clean their car before they sell it? Sure. Right. But all of these things adding up, it really paints a picture.
Now, some believe that these murders were sexually motivated, and maybe Kohberger was targeting one of the girls in the King Road home. The serial killers that Kohberger was obsessed with, specifically Ted Bundy, typically sexually assaulted their victims. And the searches for pornography on Kohberger's phone point to the homicides being sexually motivated.
Oh, no. No. Why didn't he get Incogme, the sponsor of this video? Now they're going to show us the porn history is going to be released. Big, fat, Latino booties. No, not like this. Not to the entire world. Not to America. He's gooning.
Even if a sexual assault wasn't committed at the house on King Road. And to be clear, there was no sexual assault actually committed, but that doesn't mean that this crime did not have a sexual motive. What was Bryan Kohberger
He's soft, chat. He couldn't get it up.
searching related to pornography?
Kohberger's searching for cuckold porn, and then he's checking out the Kiwi farms. That'd be funny. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, so to not be too graphic with it, the consistent nature of the searches were non-consensual sex acts, which, you know, I don't know what normal would be, but it stood out to me.
This guy's... I don't know if it would be normal. I don't know. I've never seen pornography in my life. I don't know what a normal search would be. But wait, did he say that? Like, or am I just mishearing?
With it, the consistent nature of the searches were non-consensual sex acts, which, you know, I don't know what normal would be, but it stood out to me.
I don't know what I don't know what normal. I've never seen anything of this in my life. Like, what do you mean? No, I'm on no nut forever. Oh dear.
I've done investigations for years and tons.
Oh, he looked away. He said, "I've done investigations for years." Oh, I bet so. I bet you have, buddy.
Tons of mobile device extraction analysis, and seeing pornography is not weird. Seeing what someone is interested in is not weird. But the fact that this person had non-consensual, specifically only that, not one other thing.
What do you mean by that? Like, was it like gangbangs or something? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Come on.
That was a consensual sex act. They were all like aggressive or drugged.
All right, there you go. There's more specific. That is a bit weird.
Sleeping.
Voyeurism. It was all consistently non-consensual things.
He's a cuck. Voyeurism. That's confirmed. He just doesn't want to say it. He knows it's a meme. Was watching through the thing.
And was this before, after the homicides, or both?
It was, I'm not sure.
It's autofill, so I don't know that we actually even have a date with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. When you're clearing your history, there's so many things that when you clear your history, you may not think about. Autofill is typically something you enter, and the browser wants to please you. So if it knows that you go to a specific site every day, it's like, oh, you're going to this news channel. As you start typing A, if you're going to ABC, it knows I'm going to promote. I'm going to.
If I type in A, go on. Tell us more. What autofills? What Lady Wine Mum Crime Channel person? If you type in A, what autofills? Autofill my cavity. Very funny. ALOG, yes, indeed.
Save this for you, and those words were saved in the autofill for Chrome.
The Barnharts were
Chrome bros not like this. Like, you guys make fun of me for using Firefox, but you don't see any murderers having their Firefox history exposed.
hoping that they might be able to find a connection between Kohberger and the victims to answer the why behind this, even if it wouldn't make any sense. The investigators have said there was no connection. They found zero, no.
I wish they'd talked more about this. That segment was getting so funny. I wish they just kept going. I want to see this woman coping and seething about how, like, well, I mean, you ever seen the autofill? Like, I was at a family dinner and I typed in A because I wanted to show them my annual analytics for my job, and then whoopsie daisy, it autofilled. It just wanted to please me, the computer. That was everyone. Oh, yeah, this woman has absolutely had her Amazon cart history exposed before. Same with me. I know that feel.
Connection between Bryan Kohberger and Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan.
Yes, the analytics.
I've been to the house many times on King Road, and you can see straight into Maddie's bedroom from that upper parking lot of the apartment building next door. Is that what you found? Zero connection? You know, not one search of Maddie, not one search of Kaylee or Xana.
Not before, but again, he cleared a lot of his history. So if he was searching for it, we weren't able to find that on the devices.
Clearly not enough.
And that's one of the things we initially looked for right away. Any ties to the victims. After the fact,
You got the two guys in prison. They're both talking to each other. It's like, what are you in for? I stabbed a man. What are you in for? I gooned without going into incognito mode. And everyone like backs away like, oh, he's a badass.
he was searching everything associated to the murders. And so he did have that information then.
While the connection was not found, it doesn't mean that Kohberger wasn't possibly watching one or more of the girls. I've always believed that he was watching Maddie. Well, look at what Heather and Jared found. They found a review of the Mad Greek restaurant on Google Maps on BK's phone. You can see it right there. There's been a lot of talk about the Mad
Why
Greek
Maddie?
restaurant and speculation. Did you find anything related to that?
Yes, and I would love to specify this a little bit more. And this was the one finding that was in that was released to the prosecution that they came back and said the defense didn't like it, which made me think we were onto something. Like, this is great. So there is a Google Map cache file that was recovered from the Android that showed Mad Greek, and it looked
They got good pies apparently. Do Americans eat pies? Oh, like pies is like a sweet thing for you guys, right? Like I'm thinking of like a meat pie.
like I actually have it in front of me. It looked almost like a review, or if you think about it, if you Google in Google Maps and you look up restaurants nearby, you could call it, you could look at get directions, you could look at a menu. So it looks like all of those things were available. Now the issue, could it have Wi-Fi in that file? Absolutely, but I don't know. The issue is Mad Greek, their Wi-Fi name was Mad Greek. So it's not helpful to see what was in that listing. But what Jared and I had looked at a few times, and I plan to keep testing this to figure it out exactly. If the prosecution said, Heather, is it likely
It's like a pizza pie. I don't know. That's cringe to call pizzas pies, in my opinion. Like if you're saying pizza and then pies, like, oh, it's pizza, good pies. I expect it to be two different things. In fact, if it just said good pies and there was a pizzeria, that'd be fine. But the fact it actually says pizzas and pies, that makes me mad. Don't do that. They weird shit Americans.
that the user was in Moscow and
How
on
can it
Google
be a
Maps
pie?
said nearby restaurants or bars and Mad Greek appeared? I would say yes. But if the defense came up and said, Heather, is it possible that from Pullman, Washington, the suspect searched for restaurants in Moscow and this came up? Could that happen? I would say yes. So it's not like we can tie him to the location of Mad Greek, but Mad Greek,
Pizza is just an open-faced sandwich. If tacos are sandwiches, then I guess this has to be correct because a pizza is just an unfolded taco.
he physically saw Mad Greek on his phone.
So there may not have been a rock-solid connection, and investigators couldn't say for sure that Kohberger had ever been to the Mad Greek or had even seen Maddie or Xana there. He had at least, though, seen a review of the restaurant on his phone. Now let's get to Kohberger's obsession with serial killers. On Christmas night, Kohberger was searching for serial killers, and this went on into the early morning hours of December 26th, minute by minute. Those included Ted Bundy and Danny Rawlings, the Gainesville Ripper. Both of them murdered college co-eds. Some were for specific serial killers, including Joseph Collinger, Cleophas Prince, Pee Wee Gaskins, Ed Kemper, and Dennis Rader. That's BTK. And Kohberger was also watching material on YouTube related to Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, but Bundy certainly appeared to have been his favorite.
And here it is, chat. Oh no. Do you notice something?
You can see here several cached images from YouTube showing that Kohberger had watched and saved shows featuring the movie American Psycho, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Kemper, and more. He also
He's just like Bateman for real, guys. Bateman is just like me for real. Oh my goodness. No, you're sharing your American Psycho memes and your history, and then it gets exposed on a YouTube thing.
followed shows that discussed the Moscow murders investigation, and he watched the Moscow Police Department's video updates on the investigation. Now, this is just a small
It looks like he's watching Law and Crime though. There's like a Law and Crime right down here with Nancy Grace.
sampling of what Kohberger was watching online when it came to the case. On December 29th, Bryan Kohberger was getting worried.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me just look one more time. I wish they showed us his internet history after the thing.
But Bundy certainly appeared to have been his favorite. You can see here several.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for one of my thumbnails for when we did the crime streams. But I guess that was too late after the thing. That'd be so funny. That'd be so creepy if it was just like because I remember what the thumbnail looks like too. He was looking at Nancy Grace, the crime stories. So He's watching the American Psycho where he's got the nail gun. He's got the metamorphosis. He's watching those Bateman edits where they've got like the techno playing and shit.
Cached images.
Wait, how many Batemans do he have? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It's like 5 Batemans. Impressive.
From YouTube showing that Kohberger had
Let's see Ted Bundy's search history.
watched and saved shows featuring the movie American Psycho, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Kemper, and more. He also followed shows that discussed the Moscow murders.
Wait, cleaning time. Is this the game? Or is it like, is he watching JF's tutorial on how to sterilize your house?
Investigation, and he watched the Moscow Police Department's video updates on the investigation. Now, this is just a small sampling of what Kohberger was watching online when it came to the case. On December 29th, Bryan Kohberger was getting worried. He was searching things like paranoid psychopath.
Is a calzone a pie? That's a good question. I don't think so, because a calzone is closed. Calzone is basically a pasty. I think pasty means something different in America, though. But like in Australia, we got pasties, which are pretty tasty. Just like pastry with a filling.
Wiretapping and serial killers. And he was also looking at the description of his car on the Moscow Police Department website and then looking for car detailing places and used car lots. Hours later, Pennsylvania State Police busted through the door of his parents' home in Albrightsville and took him into custody wearing his black hoodie that he'd played dress up in so many times before. It was
Men can't even wear clothes without being accused of being dress up now. Come on now. Men can't wear clothes now.
the beginning of the end of Bryan Kohberger's fantasy world. This is now the only photo that Bryan Kohberger will ever have taken again. It's a mugshot, a booking.
The final selfie. I mean, that'd be kind of like a good way to close this out. It's like, and this is the final selfie of Bryan Kohberger. What is it? Is that going to be his last request? They're like plugging him into the electric chair. They're like moistening his sponge. It's like, any last requests? One final selfie. He's like, when he's holding it. That'd be great. Oh my goodness, they should live stream it. This woman is insane. Is this real? Yes, it is. That's the funniest thing. And this woman was the funniest one I could find, but they have the other woman as well.
Photo from Idaho's maximum security institution. It is not a selfie. There he is only known as
That's the
inmate
real.
163214. And that's it for this episode of
All right, thank you very much, Lauren Crime. Like they've got this woman too. She can tell the creep from him. From what is this channel? News Nation, 2 million subscribers.
Comes as no surprise to me. First of all,
Let's see what she says about. Let's see what she says
about.
about his selfies.
Was the morning of the murders, looking like he's freshly showered and very proud with a bandage on that ring finger. Can I ask the controller to pull up the other bathroom pictures where he takes selfies?
I want to see what she says when she pulls up the.
Right. I think by this point, either he's taken the shower curtain in the back, or it's that little sliver of white.
This one. Here we go.
Much bigger from when he was very, very overweight, and we know that he's very careful about his diet now. We didn't have friends, and that he wasn't sending these out. Describe it other than creepy. Now getting this look back. Looking into his eyes, knowing what he's now admitted to, and knowing that this is after he brutally murdered 4 innocent college kids. And for whatever reason, I mean, we know he didn't have friends and that he wasn't sending these out. It does appear
he's a loser. He's got no friends.
These were just for himself.
I guess that's why it's called a selfie.
Which just sort of boggles the mind. And the shirtless one I keep wondering about. I mean, you just had those.
Tell us more, Brian. Why are you wondering about this shirtless selfie?
Photos a couple of nights ago from when he was much, much bigger, from when he was very, very overweight.
He's
and
fat.
We know that he's very careful about his diet now and was around the time.
This is what veganism does to you. You get your yellow teeth.
I don't know if that's why he had these shirtless pics. This one, I still don't even know how to explain. I don't know how to explain it.
You just take a goofy photo. Lots of people do it.
I don't either. It's so disturbing. There's another very disturbing photograph that was taken on December 29th of 2022. Sad to say that's my birthday, so I'll not be able to shake this image. He's
birthday bros, not like this.
Wearing a hoodie, a black hoodie, and it's very eerie.
What does this chick say about his hiking photos?
So shallow. Let me see in the bathroom, the famous one after the murders, but other thumbs up pictures were from July and August. So many of them were taken, in the summer right before the murders while he's out hiking with that favorite backpack of his. Just quickly touch on the new.
Oh, he's a Swiss skier. For good backpacks, get Swiss skier. Price is so good. You're going to think I'm a deranged. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with that.
Stalking
It's getting
claims,
late.
Brian, that, you know, these two
Prices to
students
die for.
said they for sure felt like they were being stalked. And we know that Bethany and Kaylee said they spotted a silhouette of a
See, this is a good photo. This is a good photo. This is the best photo of Bryan Kohberger I've ever seen so far.
man while they were walking Murphy the dog. And Kaylee had told other friends, many of them, that some guy had followed her out of the Winco store all the way to her car. It sure sounds similar.
This is a nice background. Where is this? Is this in Idaho or is this somewhere else? I want to go here.
This comes as no surprise to me. First of all, when you look through all of the police reports from Idaho State Police and you hear the stories from his classmates and colleagues at Washington State University, he was very creepy with the women there. Many of them thought he was borderline stalking them. So,
and he's creepy chat. There we go. What a photo! What a photo! Imagine being exposed like this. I mean, he's gonna die, and he deserves it. So I can't complain too much about it. That's what I got for you tonight, chat, I think. Not sure what we'll talk about tomorrow. If in case of an emergency, we do have the Dabbleverse button, we can hit emergency, but we'll see. We'll see. I had fun looking at these. It's so petty. Like, it's so fucking petty. They're like so hungry. The true crime wine mums are so hungry for details that they're going to spend hours watching 100, going through every single selfie looking for something to say about it. It's so funny to me. I don't know. Dino stream? There might be a Silk Song stream this weekend. I might do a Zomboid stream. Are you interested in seeing a Zomboid stream? Not tonight, but Project Zomboid. It's like The Sims but survival, and I die in like, I'm a 1 week Andy. I'm not very good at the game, but I'm having fun doing it. So I don't know. If you want to see Zomboid, let me know in the chat or in the comments. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head out for tonight. Don't take creepy selfies and then murder people, but more the latter part of that sentence. If you want to take creepy selfies, just don't share them to people. And just know that everything you do online is being cataloged so that you can be made fun of posthumously. Posthumously. Peace. See ya.